Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The match is over. Cambridge 2, Wrexham 2. It has been a long time since 4 goals have been scored in one of our matches. So there is lots to talk about. If you need to detox from all the niceness that we have been discussing in WREXtra Time, feel free to come in and have your say. I want to get loads of people in tonight. Nice, quick comments, guys. We will hit as much of it as we can. This is the Local Pundit. I am Paddy Power, and this is your WREXtra Time. Well, what did we think of that? We got 1 point only from Cambridge, and deja vu, we got 1 point the last time we played them at home as well. So they have actually done a bit nice out of us, I guess. But they are still probably going to go down, and we probably are still going to go up. The sky is not falling, but definitely we have plenty to talk about tonight. Now, Ken is in the background. We're going to bring straight in. We're going to have a quick chat here. And
that was shit.
That was shit. Lots of it was very shit, and we're not going to try and sugarcoat it too much. Basically, a case of missed chances. We did have chances. We should have won that match, but we didn't. A little draw, and away we go. So, guys, get onto the link and get in. When you come in on the link, you will sit in the background, and we will bring you in one by one like last week. I think that worked really nicely. Just chill out in the background if there's someone in before you, and we will get to you within a few minutes. We won't take too long. But absolutely plenty to talk about, and not just in our match. We weren't the only match tonight, and why I said the sky is not falling. Why did I say the sky is not falling, Ken?
Well, because Wickham drew and we drew, so we maintained our gap. But the sky isn't falling. But seriously, that was atrocious. Talk about not controlling the ball, not controlling the game. I'm not even yes, Elliot Lee, Mr. Shocker, but oh my God, we did so badly before that. It was just frustrating to watch, Paddy.
You get a draw, and you get a draw, and you get a draw. Tonight was full of draws. And there was some entertainment in the other matches, looking about how they ended up. So while we're waiting on people to queue up and jump into our background, I'm going to pull up the matches for tonight, and we'll go through the results because they are actually interesting for a change. So here we are. Now, first up, we have Barnsley lost 2-1 at home to Exeter City. Exeter just above the relegation zone and want to survive, and they did a good job of it tonight, taking out Barnsley, a fairly strong team that are very, very hit and miss at the moment. Barnsley are highly unlikely to make the playoffs.
More miss than hit, Paddy.
Absolutely.
More miss than hit. 3 losses and 2 draws in their last 5. It's bye-bye Barnsley. Can't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Then we have Blackpool 3-0 at home versus Reading. That significantly hurt Reading. I kind of like Reading. We all do. We've spoken about them and all the shit happening with their club and their owners. And we hate to see it to anybody, especially people who have nice fans. We'll side with them, and hopefully the club can stay afloat, but time will tell on that one. But it certainly looks now like they're going to have a really difficult time trying to sneak into the playoffs.
Well, and they're just outside the playoffs 1 point, but Blackpool definitely did themselves a big favour tonight, taking that win. They're now only 3 points outside the playoffs with 4 wins out of their last 5.
Yeah. So Burton Albion is next up 2-1 versus Leyton Orient. It was 1-0 they were losing when I turned around to Ken and said I would like Burton Albion to lose before we play them on the weekend. And then almost immediately it went 1-1. And then not a crazy amount of time later, it went 2-1. So they won and helped themselves out.
Definitely. They're now only 3 points outside of getting themselves out of the relegation zone with a game in hand, and not a great result for Leyton Orient, because even a draw there tonight would have kept them 3 points outside the playoffs. A win would have had them only 1 point outside the playoffs. So a real banana peel for Leyton Orient tonight.
Yeah, just putting the link in a second time, guys. We're still waiting on our first caller, so queue up there. We'll only be a minute with this, and we'll go straight into questions and comments and see what you think. So who is next? We have ourselves. Yeah, I've gone too far. What happened?
You've gone
went to round 40.
forward to another round. Yep.
Yeah. What round are we? 38?
Nope,
39.
30, should be 39. I would have thought of 40. 40 probably.
Saturday, March. Yeah, 40.
Keep going, Paddy.
Sorry about this, guys.
I just want to give Paddy a big shout out for doing it, Josh, and hitting all the buttons.
Okay, why the hell is it going back to 41?
Don't know. Let's see what happens.
God, this does not want to work for me tonight.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Pat.
I have a different one here. I'm going to switch that off and I'm just going to call them out. Hang on. So other matches, we have Bristol Rovers 1 and Birmingham City 2. So they snuck it near the end and actually took the full 3 points, hurting Bristol Rovers. Okay, yeah. Hurting Bristol Rovers in their chances to stay above the relegation zone. I think they'll still do it. They're a decent enough team. But they almost had a point out of Birmingham.
Look, and pretty lucky for Birmingham. I think that might just help them secure the flag. You know, they were looking pretty shaky there for a while.
Yeah, well, last week they basically just statistically were safe for the playoffs. So, yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it is bigger news for Bristol, though, isn't it? Because now they're only 3 points clear of Burton, but Burton have that game in hand. So, looking very, very shaky for Bristol Rovers right now.
Yeah. Okay, so Cambridge United versus us, 2-2. Crawley Town 3 versus Peterborough United 4. That was 3-3 for a long time, and Peterborough snuck one in very, very late at the end of that match and pulled all 3 points. So Crawley is in trouble, taking no points today. They're sitting nicely down the end of the table. Huddersfield screwed up again tonight. They lost 1-0 to Lincoln City. Lincoln City was at home. Their form is absolutely atrocious. Obviously, they got rid of their manager.
It really looks like they need a manager, doesn't it? I mean,
they're already on the beach. I don't think anybody cares anymore. They're sitting in the middle of the pack. They're not going to get playoffs. They're not going to get relegated.
I mean, Huddersfield only 2 points outside the playoffs. I mean, if they,
I suppose, they could. Yeah, they could.
If they'd drawn tonight, they would have actually only been 1 point outside the playoffs. But losing 4 of their last 5, wow,
crazy. Mansfield Town at home lost 1-2 to Charlton Athletic. Charlton doing a good job of keeping the points rolling. They also have a relatively easy finish to the match, or not to the match, to the end of the season.
That was 1-1 till deep too.
Yeah, so Charlton is still a bit too far back from us, but technically and statistically, things could go their way if everything falls in place.
6 points. Yep, 2 wins.
Yeah, and the only thing going in their side against us is they still have to play us. So,
well, what they have done is really kept them. So they're 10 points clear of 7th spot. So, you know, and they have the easiest run home really of anybody. So I think it's good for Charlton.
Yeah. Next up, then we still have a couple of matches to go. Northampton Town is 0 at home versus Rotherham United 2.
Rotherham.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, Rotherham found a bit of form. Like, got to win. This is first win in their last 5, so they were in desperate need of it because they've definitely looked like they've been on holidays. And I mean, after just sacking their manager, so maybe that's the I'll bounce back after getting rid of your manager theory. But Northampton, not great for them either because they're only 4 points clear of the relegation zone, so not good for them.
Yeah, next up is Stockport County at home, 3-0. They beat Stevenage.
Really, besides Birmingham, the only team up top that did the business tonight.
Yeah, fairly comfortable, I guess, for them. Then we have Wigan Athletic at home. They lost 1-0 to Bolton Wanderers, who were the visitors tonight. Bolton need the points. Wigan are languishing in around the mid-table.
Yeah, I mean, look, that game really didn't excite me in any way, shape, or form. But Bolton getting the win is good for them. Got them back in the six.
Yeah.
Only just though, but back in the six.
And then last match, the most important one of the night, besides ours, obviously, we have Wycombe Wanderers at home, drew 0-0 with Shrewsbury Town. That is the one that saved our bacon tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to say, Paddy, because seriously, like both the second and third on the table, Wrexham and Wycombe, fighting out draws against the bottom two teams on the table. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have, you probably would have got good odds if you'd gone and put some money down for that, a double like that. But yeah, it's still waiting on people, Paddy. Someone want to come in and feel as frustrated as Paddy and I. God.
Yeah, come on, guys. We need a couple of guest callers tonight, or it's gonna be a short one. Well, I suppose topics. Let's just slowly hit the big points anyway. The penalty, yay or nay? Penalty or no penalty?
Could have been a penalty. Could not have been a penalty. I'm not unhappy with it. Like it happened. It was probably deserved, but that's that topic. And I'll stay on topic for you, Paddy, because I want us to talk about other stuff. But yeah, I'm going to say probably a penalty. Just
we put ourselves in a dangerous situation. And you leave it up to the ref, then I could absolutely see it not being a penalty. And in other cases, I could see it getting called as a penalty. We put ourselves in danger, and it got called against us. Shame, really.
Jeff Davis, the link is right there in the chat. You can see it there. And I'll pop it in again right at the bottom. So if you want to come in, hit the link, guys. Wayne Evans saying I beat him to it with the way the universe works with Wycombe drawing. What's the next topic on our game tonight, do you think, Paddy?
I guess it's individual players. There's plenty to talk about on individual players. I don't think the ref was particularly bad tonight. So not a lot to talk about there in particular. Okay, we got Bruce up first. So let's bring Bruce in and let's throw the topic to Bruce and see what he wants to talk about. So Bruce. Thumbs up, Bruce. You good? Hello, welcome.
I don't have anything to say except one thing.
Go on.
Which is, I told you so. Matty James did not have a brilliant game. He was scheduled not to have a brilliant game because he did okay on Saturday, and it's now Tuesday, and he's scheduled to not be doing well on Tuesday. It would have been much better if he was doing not well on Tuesday, sitting in the stands.
You need to get a message to the gaffer, Bruce.
I don't know what to do. I posted a reply to Fearless in Devotion. I posted a reply to Me, the Wife, and Wrexham. I've put it out there. I don't know. I don't know what the gaffer is seeing that I'm not seeing. But on the other hand, I don't have anything to say about the game because sometimes I see stuff in the play. I didn't see anything today. It was a chippy game, but Cambridge had to make it a chippy game, and they succeeded. And there were half chances. Some of them could have got in. They didn't. What can you say? And this is also, people are saying that the Elliott Lee chance was a sitter, but also it's a bit of a bumpy pitch. So I don't know how the bounce of the ball went. He could have misjudged the bounce.
You're a nice person. You're just too nice.
Very nice there.
I saw, that's the one thing I saw this game is early in the first half. It's like, wow, that's a fairly bumpy ride for the ball when it's going along the track. And that was the side we were attacking in the second half. So,
okay, I'm going to throw out two good things that happened in the match because there wasn't that many.
Was it two?
There was 2 goals. The first one was Davo. Now, I was talking not so long ago saying that Dabo just isn't great in attack. You know, he can't finish it. And he got a reasonably nice strike, got it between the defenders and got it past the keeper, and he scored a goal. So about time that he finished something. So well done to him. He's nicely off the mark with that one. And then the second goal, our boy Smith actually used his head correctly. He jumped and it connected with the ball, and the ball went in the net. So maybe he was practicing on the pitch, on the training ground earlier in the week.
So, I mean, Bruce, did any players stand out for you or not?
Well, I mean, for industry, Smith was chasing down everything he had to chase down, and some things that weren't quite within his reach to chase down, but it was wearing down the defenders. So if Fletcher had a chance, Smith would have had a part to claim in it. I'm not sure. I was not watching the wing play as closely as I might have been. So I don't know how well Longman did. I didn't see any real stinkers from him either, and maybe a couple of good plays, but I wasn't really tuned in. I was watching at in the middle of the park, Wrexham preventing Cambridge from being very effective, and Cambridge preventing Wrexham from being very effective. There was a stretch where Dabo was doing really good in breaking up play. I just wasn't following it consistently to know if it was the whole game or not.
Okay. Well, actually, Paddy, you mentioned Paddy around why the hell don't we start Barnett on the right and Longman on the left?
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Bruce?
I wouldn't be against it. I don't think that we were in the danger on the channel that Macca is defending because of Cambridge's play. The danger areas came when we made defensive mistakes in the midfield and in the backs. So I think that against a side like Cambridge, we may need to put the gas pedal down a bit harder and hit the attack. I'm always of the mind that if you're 1-0 up, you need to push to try to get to 3-0 up, because even 2-0 up is a dangerous scoreline.
Yeah, Macca played well. His defense was generally quite good today, no issue there. But we can see his lack of attack. It's just not getting through into big chances, and that's the problem, I guess. So so my point was, I would love to see Longman on the left. He can do it in the attacking role, so we'll be stronger in attack. Barney can do it on the right, and then we'll figure out if he's strong enough in defense. And I would really like to see Macca come on late, 60, 70 minutes, with an absolutely full gas tank, and then see what he can do. If he needs to defend, then he's a good defender. If he needs to go all-out attack, he can go all-out attack with a brand new, fresh tank.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, put that out there on the ether, see if the gaffer picks it up.
Oh, I did. I have done numerous times. So from when we started first talking about Longman, where is he going to play? Lots of people were putting that out there, actually.
Yeah. And I mean, other than that, I mean, what can you say? It's a draw. Wickham drew. We're one game closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, let's hit the positives.
We're getting closer to Wickham starting their really hard patch.
Yeah. fair point there, Bruce. They are coming up towards a hard run of games. I just, I guess we want to keep the anxiety pills and all the stress pills close by because it doesn't look like we're going to do it easy.
Well, there you go. We don't know when the documentary is going to premiere yet, so they're like saying, "Well, we got to keep the tension up, got to keep the suspense going."
Well, Chris said it there. We could see it next game. Maka getting benched was huge tonight. Maybe.
Well, that could be then a silver lining in. It's not a gray sky. It's just
unless we try and it doesn't work.
Well, there you go. But this is the problem with every experiment. I mean,
Yes.
Experiments succeed when you find out that that's not the way to go, but it doesn't help you climb the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to head on out now.
Okay, take care, Bruce, and thank you for coming in as usual. Lovely
Bruce,
to have you here.
great to see you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. I feel like we're all as frustrated as each other tonight.
Yeah, I'm frustrated, and a little disappointed, but I'm not suicidal. It's not that big. It's not that big a deal. And look, Wickham did us a favor. They screwed up. They got a draw as well. That's the big icing on the cake there. You know?
Actually, Paddy, especially considering for them it was one of their home games.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, seriously, like when you get these back-to-back games, of which Wickham have 9 games in April, that's a lot of football. And to actually lose a home game is not ideal at all for them. But in saying that, I just wish we'd take care of our own backyard.
Yeah.
Come on, people, jump on in. Tell us what you really think.
Do you want to read it there? I'll put the link up again.
Yeah, I popped it in just before.
Did you? Okay. Yeah.
So I was just
having a look. The comment here from Woody is, if Wrexham has ever won a midweek game this season, yes, we have. Yes, we have. I know it doesn't necessarily feel like that, but actually we have. Yeah, last 2 matches were Saturday, Tuesday, weren't they? They were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not up with those stats, Paddy. I've literally just brought up the graphic for Wickham now just to have a look at their football coming up. And I'm just looking at, they've got Reading away, Huddersfield away, Stevenage at home. Reading did. What did Reading do tonight? They lost tonight, I think, didn't they? Yeah, they lost 3-0 to Blackpool. So, and if you're going to come up against a team that really is desperate and needs a win, Reading is that team right now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. People taking on board the Wickham result, that's extremely important as well, which is absolutely fair. Yeah.
It just, look, but back on us tonight, we seem to lose our way after 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't know what's going on. You've frozen for me, Paddy.
All right.
Oh, you're back now.
Did I broke up then? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm back.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So,
come on, people. 122
guys,
people.
have we got someone else coming in? Come on. Lots of people in here watching.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to jump on in and vent.
Okay. Take this one a little bit. From Shenandoah, Daddy. Did you get it? Paddy and Ken, please talk about the tactics or lack thereof. What are we trying to do? Anything?
Well, tactics.
Sloppy and messy. Sloppy and messy.
It just, I just feel like we didn't, we really had an opportunity to put our foot on the opposition's throat tonight, and we didn't take it.
Yeah.
That was what I took from tonight's
pulled off
game.
when we had the goal.
Yeah. we eased up, and we do that all the time when we score a goal. Like, you know, I look at, okay, now there's a team tonight, just to compare this to another team. Now, Peterborough won 4-3 tonight late. Now, I know Peterborough's defence is not that great, but Peterborough can score, and they go out and they try to score goals.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we don't go out and try and finish off games sometimes. Is that fair, Paddy, do you think?
Yeah. It is fair. We don't go hell for leather. We don't go for the points, not for the points, for extra goals. And it really is hard to be to go too heavy on Parky, because his tactics are working in the entirety, in the season, in where it matters. It's working. We're winning. We are in second, in a great spot to stay in second by the end of the season, and it's coming close. So yeah, I agree with what people are saying for the most part. Some of our tactics don't look great, and today I felt like we were dominating. We got the goal, and then all of a sudden we just backed off, and we just allowed them to play around us, and they got into good positions and got into dangerous positions, and ultimately got the goal and the penalty.
Yeah, and Shenandoah Daddy, I don't blame the tactics tonight, because the tactics were sound. We just, the players didn't execute tonight. That wasn't a Parky problem tonight. That was a player problem tonight. Not controlling the ball, and Cambridge were allowing us to control the ball. They weren't pressing that hard, but we just didn't execute tonight. For me, that wasn't a Parky problem tonight. That was player execution tonight to beat a team at that level.
Yeah, and ultimately we did have chances. You know, we did have our own chances. We didn't finish them. Maybe they weren't tidy chances. They weren't the simplest sometimes, but we did get in dangerous positions where we would normally finish and normally pull a goal out.
I'm going to push your buttons.
Go on.
How good do you think we are at corners?
We are dog shit at corners. Like, how many times did you not beat the first man? That is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So if we don't bring a player in who can do them.
Late in that second half, Elliot Lee came on. He took 2 corners from the left side. Both of them didn't beat the first man. And then the final corner of the game from the right side, he kicks the ball over the dead ball line.
Yeah.
It is schoolboy stuff.
It is, absolutely. Now, he hasn't had a lot of time on the pitch. I go back to your professionals. End of, you're there to do a job. If you're sitting on the bench, you need to be ready when you get on the pitch. Like, it's not like he's 20, 21. You can give a little bit of grace to young players.
And not just Elliot Lee, Macca as well. Like, when that last corner was coming on and Elliot Lee ran over there, I'm thinking, why isn't Barney taking the corner? Like, we have 2 guys that play wing back that come down the side and cross the ball really well in Barnett and Longman. Why aren't they taking corners? That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. Barney was quite good at corners.
Yeah. Look, Longman and Barnett provide these awesome crosses into the box, and we haven't got them taking corners. I'm like,
and Macca is very hit and miss with them. He can do some gorgeous ones, but he is really hit and miss.
And again, Macca's actually dangerous in the box with the header.
Yeah. And he's sitting out in a corner, And
he's taking the corner. You know? That's how I feel about that, Paddy. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And I'm putting the link in there again. I want someone else to come in here and try and make me feel better. I know it's going to be hard.
Ken does work relatively soon, and unfortunately I haven't been feeling the best today, so this is your last chance to jump in and get yourself a bit of time to have a chat on board today. We've only had one so far. I'm a little disappointed, guys. Come on, we need more than one before I shut it down, but if it is, then c'est la vie.
Do you think people have just gone and
Yeah,
had a
they're
drink,
annoyed. Switched it off. Yeah,
had a
probably
drink.
just.
Like,
But in saying
literally,
that, we have a lot of people in here today. It's
we
not
do,
like
we
we
do.
don't have people watching. So yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people
Yeah,
who
it's
can come in. But look, if you don't want it tonight, that's fine.
don't you'll get Josh later on today with Wrexham reaction. You'll get I'm just like, seriously, yeah, exactly, Shenandoah Daddy. It is just stupid. But I mean, let's face it, Paddy. We've remained in second place. We've got the game coming up on the weekend against Little Wrexham. I'm going to call them.
Little Wrexham, yeah.
Yeah, with Burton against.
Not even.
And
Wrexham 0.5.
Oh, look out!
My internet seems to be breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Brian, you're there. I'm going to bring you in, Brian. Brian, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, mate. What did you think?
Yeah, I can.
Well, obviously I'm very disappointed. I just want to ask a question, and I'm not saying Patty's making a lot of sense when he says you look at the whole totality of the season, Parky's scheme and tactics work. But let me ask you this. If we go into the playoffs, should Parky stick with his scheme and tactics, or is because it's playoff football, would that be different? And then my second question is, should we really be treating these final 7, now final 6, really any different than playoff football?
I do not like our tactics and style for playoff football. Now, anybody, so I'm not saying, but I don't like our to go through 3 matches and take everybody out.
Okay. And what about, so Paddy, you're saying for now, and what about for the last 6 games?
No, I would stick with what he's doing. I wouldn't shut it down after this. Maybe make some small changes, but it's Saturday now for the next match, so not too long. Probably not big changes, 1 or 2.
We've come down to the end of the season, so shouldn't squabble about too much. But I don't understand why Rev and Marriott aren't getting at least a look at the end of the game. I think Smith is playing great, but even he gets tired at the end of the game. And you have a Tuesday, a short week. Macca's Superman, but he's not immune to needing a rest. And it seems like obvious, but Parky is set in his ways, as we know. So that's the 2 personnel adjustments I'd like to see is Rev and Marriott late in the game.
Okay. Yep, fair call, Brian. And you're right, and you make an excellent point around the volume of games to be played, and actually getting a player off in the 70th minute as opposed to going through to the 95th minute makes a big difference. Oh, you still there, Brian? Oh, you went. No,
No, I'm here.
Yep.
Were you guys surprised that Rev did not make the bench?
A little bit, but something's up there.
But although
I was surprised he had 2 defenders on the bench, but even when he had an opportunity to, maybe swap one out, Max had a yellow. He didn't use either of them, but then limited himself offensively. I thought that was unusual.
Yeah, fair call. Just Brian, I think it's very frustrating tonight for me. That's my overall feeling around tonight is we let 2 points get away.
Yeah, I think this is going to really go down to the wire. We also lost that opportunity to narrow the goal difference too. And I know I know Paddy doesn't think that's going to come into play, but I just, can you imagine we go in even and then don't get automatic on the goal difference?
Well, I hope Paddy's right and goal difference doesn't come into it, because if it does, we're in trouble.
Well, I mean, if we had won 2-0 and Wickham draws, I think the goal difference would be down to 3, right? With 6 to play. I mean, very manageable.
Yeah.
But now it stands at 5, so 5 with 6.
Well, let's face it. If goal difference does come into it, it's a problem, because we're currently 5 behind, and no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, if it comes down to goal difference, both Wickham and us will have had the same amount of wins, losses, and draws. In fact, Wickham will have had one more win because they needed to get back square with us than us. So therefore, just by the laws of averages, we will not get through on goal difference.
Yeah, it's to be honest, I think it's unlikely we're going to claw back the goal difference over this section. And if we do get the goal difference back, then we're probably going to comes back. So that means they and drawing matches, whereas we're not.
Yep. So Paddy, you go, Brian.
I'll leave you with this last thing. This draw makes it that much less likely that Palmer gets his beautiful farewell at the end of the season with games that don't matter, because I think we're gonna need a good result on that final day.
Well,
I still think it's a good shot. Charlton is the last match.
I have a feeling that second last match against Charlton, everything might still be to play for, definitely, at least from a mathematical point of view.
All right, gentlemen. I'll be interesting to see what Parky has to say afterwards, but it's definitely devastating in my book. But thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, Brian.
All right. On that bombshell.
Well, Paddy, that's interesting. I mean, look, we're just definitely getting. I don't know whether anyone else is wanting to come in, but I think it's just been like we're having a few internet issues with Paddy here. You back there now, Paddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't you? Look, this is your show, mate. Close it out for us.
Yeah, let's finish it out. Wickham are gonna lose a lot more than we're back to back. Believe on that bombshell. Take care, everyone.
See you later, guys.